speeding past invisible traffic signs. Oh, quick stop! Let me see your wounds now. Push the pedal down. Why don't you just push the pedal down? Welcome to the world. Welcome to the world. Now please choose your disease. Pay no attention to the running on the world. Drive through life without your keys.
So I'm out to get a bite to eat, and there's a dollar by you. I asked the lady at the counter for 60 burgers. She says, would you like fries or that? I say, well, you can super fast fries.
Belief in the system, it kills itself. You pay for your health while all these people running, searching, cannot find their head. Belief in the political lies. Welcome to the world. Please choose your disease. Pay no attention to the running on the world. I've been gone for so long, I cannot find my way out. There's 1, no 2, no 3, no, everyone is watching me. Just let me live, just let me. Welcome to the world. Welcome to the world. Now please use your disease. Pay no attention to the happy on the world. Try to laugh without your keys.
November's Black Friday, 16 billion people at the Mall of America. Pushing in jumping in line for a tickle me elbow. Why do you run when you're not being
All right, guys, that was Carpal Tunnel by my old band Niobium. You will see our Niobium banner in our background because, you know, I'm like an old child and I don't have anything else to do with the damn thing but put it up in my brand new office. We're going to play a couple more songs and let a couple of our participants get logged in, going to help them and all that stuff. So stay put. Here's another one from Niobium. This one is Oak, Ash, and Thorn. right. Thank you all for tuning in and watching what is going on. I do see our first panelist hanging out, so we are going to get started before too long here, but I am going to play one more song and then we will get rolling. So once again, this is my old band Niobium. You will see our old banner in the background when Angela and I are conducting these interviews. This next song happens to be the very first song that we ever wrote that really was Niobium. So this was me with a didgeridoo and Kirkland with a guitar before anybody else was in the band. This is our full-length track with our full band recorded on our full-length album. Here it is. This is Yang Tze. guys doing? We are live. So we are hanging out. We're trying to make sure that our video screen that we're looking at, there, I'll use the touch screen if I can. What's going on here? It shrunk. It got miniature on us while we're checking you guys out. Can I get it back in here? What's up with that? Weird features. All right. Well, anyway, I'm gonna look and see who we got for participants. We've got Ariella, we've got Giggle Whips, and Sam Price are all hanging out. So thank you all. Let's see if we can get our video like integrated into this screen here. I'm not 100% sure. There we are. All right, good deal. It says live on YouTube. We got you in the corner. And we're good to go. All right, well, this in the background here, as you can see, is the banner that I was talking about, Niobium. That's that's my old band. Yeah, so we are hanging out with you guys on Forbidden Friday, April 17th. So it would have been the first ever Super Ball, or a continuation of what was Super Eros in the original rendition of the Forbidden Bazaar anyway. So yeah, lots of stuff has been happening. It's a crazy world. We're here instead of there because of I heard it today called physical distancing, because like social distancing is one thing, but we're still trying to be social here and stuff like that. So under like physical social distancing, we are here doing a different type of a show for you all today. So yeah, so how have the last couple of weeks been for you, Angela?
Well, we moved. If people didn't know that we moved, and we had to do it mostly by ourselves because of the pandemic going on. We couldn't hire movers, so we moved our entire house in under a week, and it was super stressful. So that was really, really fun. Yeah, just been trying to keep the studio going and get online classes going, because as you know, we can't have the studio open right now. So we're just trying to make money that way. We've been kind of just like fixing up the house and putting things together, so it's been good to have extra time to do that. But
yeah. So yeah, definitely. And I guess even on that note, like I'll comment, it has been absolutely exhausting to move. I've been doing a ton of physical lifting. I try to be pretty good about not lifting with my back, but like my hips and my legs, they're working. So I mean, I feel like in a lot of ways more fatigued than during the middle of Renaissance, when
I felt just like we were doing Renaissance Festival.
Yeah, going crazy with performances, like nonstop. And we haven't done any performances. We've just been running, physically lifting, moving, box here, there, car, trailer, backing up a trailer like 70 times a day. Well, maybe not that many, but maybe like at least 30 sometimes total so far.
Yeah, it was like all the work of Renaissance Festival, but no money. we didn't get paid to do it, so it was like all that extra work for whatever. But yeah, it's I don't know, at least we got a workout.
Yeah, and I feel like at some point in time we'll get a little bit more into like, why did we even leave and move and have to do all that in the first place? But
that's another story.
But that's another story, and we'll kind of use that as a little bit of a space and fill in the middle here. So I'm gonna see if I can grab Ariella. Let's see, let's promote you. And I got your name over there. Let's see. I don't know if I've got your audio yet. Here, I'll turn your audio on. Hey, there you are. How's it going? Oh, you got your microphone and everything.
So professional.
Oh, well,
Uh-oh.
you're gonna have to unmute yourself, I think.
Okay.
Yep, there we
Ah!
go. Awesome. I love the love in the background.
Thanks. Thanks for an excuse to dress up a little bit.
Yeah, right?
I'm wearing makeup. I'm wearing show
Me too.
makeup for the first time since March 6th, I think. Like we did that was Rapture.
Yeah, the ladies.
Yeah,
Yep.
I got my very real eyelashes on right now, and I'm
Beautiful.
wearing lipstick.
I feel the same. I had sparkles. It was exciting.
Yeah, I got my glitter on if you can see it, and I've got my hair curled, so that's a good thing.
All right. Well, Ariella, our crowd doesn't necessarily know who you are in particular. So why don't you tell us, for starters, who you are, what life was like a little bit right before everything happened, and then what it's like now.
Yeah. Ariella, songstress Ariella. I am during the day, the week, I'm a vocal empowerment coach, and I have my own business, and I'm a singer, songstress, and a priestess is a word that I have kind of stepped into in 2020. And this has been really hard, but also one of the biggest gifts of my life, because the business that I had built, helping people with their voice, was really wonderful, but it's like I created the structure and then I got really stressed within it. And within the structure I had created and the structure of the world as it was, I didn't know how to get out of it with ease, actually. Like, it was just one thing after another over and over. So even though this isn't a good thing that's happening for everybody and in every way, one of the gifts for me is it loosened my life in a way where I'm like, all right, I can coach a little less and write and sing music more. And when I have that balance, I'm a happy person. So, as everything kind of falls down around us and within us, it's not easy, but I definitely have been using it to be like, what songs need to come forth? How can I express myself creatively where I feel more fulfilled and not just giving and running this business? So that's kind of what's going on. And I can say it really well, but there was a day of tears and like not getting off the couch because I felt like a part of me was dying. And then I'm like, yes, a part of me is dying.
Yeah. Right.
So
Yeah,
I
I
wasn't
feel like-
moving like you. That sounds like intense, but it's been intense.
Yeah. I feel like on our end, in a similar way to relate, like before we started moving, we probably had some similar thoughts, but then like we just got overwhelmed.
The moving was a good distraction. I didn't have any depression or anxiety or anything. It was just my brain was completely empty and it was just focused on moving.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Gotta get
Let's
it
move
done.
again. Let's do it again. Let's move again.
No, absolutely not. Right. So you're saying kind of in some ways, like like Angela and I feel like we can relate to you, but right now I feel like a lot of people who are listening may not really be able to relate to what that means, because the story is so personal to an overwhelmed entertainer. And I could be wrong. I mean, maybe a lot of people who lost their general job, did feel like that stress of like being overwhelmed in what they were doing, and now there's some freeness. But I guess all of us are just really trying to like figure out the new hustle, whatever that means, for however long. But
I'm trying to figure out who I am like without performing. I'm just like an empty shell right now. I don't how do I show my worth, like what am I? No idea.
Right. So are you still teaching?
I am. Luckily, I did have some clients that continued online. It's not the same, but it still works well. And I'm thinking of like what can I offer in the meantime before I can get on a physical stage again?
Sure.
And one of the things I'm thinking is kind of like recorded singing telegrams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, please do that.
But I also want to say, like, and I don't know if it's the same for you, but as an artist and a creative entrepreneur, I never made a ton of money. And there were months where I didn't know where next month's rent was coming from. And so this isn't that odd for me. But I know for a lot of people who've lost jobs that have never lived like that, it's really scary. So
Yeah.
I want to honor that for all of us, like wherever we're at. It's confusing.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's weird. I've like lived super poor before, like on no money, but not while I had a business to pay for.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I can get by on nothing, but if I want to keep that business up, that's a little
Allie.
different.
Allie sort of
Yeah.
popped in. She's gonna be our next one. I feel like she's we got her moved in with the auto video. I don't know
Is
what
she
happened
the
over there.
Statue of Liberty?
Yeah. Allie will move into you in a few minutes here, but we're gonna still wrap it up with Ariella. I don't know if Ariella sees Allie in there too, or how the
I can
video
see
Yeah.
is streaming.
Statue of Liberty picture.
Yeah, okay.
She's ready to
You got the
rock.
same screen that
Yep.
we have.
So she's popping in saying hello. But I got a couple other questions, I think. So I guess like, what does it feel like to think about what's tomorrow gonna look like? Like how do you see yourself how do you see yourself like moving into the next phase of making stuff work?
It's a good question. And me, like 3 or 4 years ago, would have been like, I don't know, and here's all my thoughts. But I've done so much inner work to like freaking surrender to what was it Mary Oliver, like the soft animal of my body wants. And so I don't know, like part of me has all these visions. The creative artist part of me has a lot of visions of what it could be. But right now, it's honoring the day to day and like making sure I take naps when I
Yeah.
need to. And that's hard sometimes for my mind, but just being gentle with myself. But also like writing music. I went out into a field with this buffalo drum that I made recently
Okay.
and just played it. And things like that are going to help me figure out my next steps.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, chilling out, the meditation. I feel like on a similar note, like even for us, like just doing more of some of those classes, because we've switched gears too, and we're doing online stuff, and I'm doing more online yoga, and it's kind of interesting.
Nice.
But the meditations have been a nice way to kind of focus as well.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, songstress Ariella, is there anything else you want to share with us before we move along today, this evening?
I just was happy to join you and see you this way. And I love your work in the world. And if you ever need an ethereal classical vocalist,
Definitely.
something, but no, just thank you. And I just send love to everybody because it's not easy no matter who you are and how you spin it, and just, do what feels good right now. Honor our hearts.
Yeah. Well, excellent. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for participating. I think we can move you over into the attendees thing. So if you want to hang out and keep watching, you can.
Thanks,
All
Logan.
right. Yeah.
you.
Thank you. And we shall see you soon.
Okay.
All right. So Allie, if you want to pop back in, if you're listening, or if any of the other participants want to, otherwise, yeah. So I guess on some similar notes, let's see, where was that going? Where it's like,
What were we talking about?
so
I gotta
a bit of
say-
crazy.
I gotta
everything.
say how surreal that was to like talk to a person. Like since the shutdown, you're the only person that I've talked to, and as awesome as that sounds,
Well,
I don't know. I'm an introvert anyways, so like I'm okay with it. But it's like really is really crazy to like talk to another person because I don't even talk on the phone. I'm not a communicator. You know.
Yep. Cool. Well, we're hanging out, waiting to see. We do have some other people that we could like say hi to and
Hey,
whatnot.
Svetlana's
Seeing
here.
people pop in. So we don't see you if you are watching specifically from YouTube or specifically from Facebook only. But if you do join into the the Zoom meeting, excuse me, so I can see all of our Zoom participants. And just like the songstress Ariella, I can move you over into the conversation if you want. You could ask questions, I guess. I think Erica raised her hand. Erica raised her hand. I see that.
Oh,
Sam raised
Sam
her
raised her
hand.
I have a feeling
Trying the features.
I think Sam's gonna ask me to bring out Cleo.
Oh, that's possible. I feel like
I'm definitely gonna do that at some point.
there's the Q&A button. We don't have any open questions. If you in the participants would like to try a question.
Hey, looks like Aiden wants to talk.
No, that's if we want to let Aiden talk.
Oh,
But
well.
Aiden's got to request it.
She's
in
not
the
allowed
thing,
to talk.
right?
All of this is her fault. COVID-19, everything. The shutdown is
Oh my goodness.
all her fault.
She probably wants to hear that.
I know she wants to hear that. She's the reason bath bombs are all gone and
Oh,
toilet
man.
paper's all gone and eggs.
Oh, toilet paper and eggs.
Chat's going.
Uh-oh, there they are.
Oh,
Going on now.
oh, oh, Aiden.
Oh, that's cool though. We got the chat. in
Yeah,
the
people
background as
can
well.
do chatting.
Sweet.
How do I get people to join? Is there a link on the Forbidden Bazaar Facebook page?
So it's the same thing that I sent.
Did you already share it
in-
on the Facebook
in
page?
that message? If you want to click that
Oh,
in our Facebook messages with our other panelists, then you could.
so
But that's
this
for
right
people.
here?
Yep, and that should actually just let anybody join, so you can share that in any way, shape, or form. It's not
Okay.
a special link to specifically to panelists.
did you post in the Forbidden Bazaar page?
Probably. I told people we were here. All right, let's see. I want to say hello. I'm gonna add the Giggle Whips up in here for a second. I'm gonna allow you to talk, Giggle Whips.
Oh, don't screw this up.
All right, you're gonna have to unmute yourself though.
Yeah, Grandma.
Hi.
Oh, we gotcha.
How are you?
Hello. So obviously you would prefer to be on stage right now
Yeah.
with us and or like cleaning our house or something.
Yeah.
How frustrating is it for you to see Angela in that bathtub and to not be able to clean that bathtub for her?
Very. I love her dancing in the background.
You know, the thing is, I don't think anybody can quite relate. I mean, I feel like if anything, the other people are jealous that they're not in the bathtub, but they don't care about cleaning it specifically the way that you do.
For anybody that doesn't know the bathtub thing, our last place where we were for 2 years had a stand-up shower, which was extremely uncalled for. It was very rude. And it was a triangle. It wasn't even a rectangle. It was so small. I couldn't wash my hair without elbowing the walls. So we go move into this place, and I'm not kidding you. It has, like, I can't even call it a jacuzzi because it's bigger than a jacuzzi, but it's smaller than a hot tub. So it's this humongous tub, and it's got all these like shelves and things. So I put a bunch of plants in there, and I'm calling it the jungle tub. Giggle Whips over here is super jealous because she's a water baby.
And it has jets, and I want to clean.
They don't work.
They don't work.
They don't work. It was installed by some, I don't know, person who didn't know what they're doing. I think they just wanted the tub. They didn't care that there was no jets. But you know what? If there was jets, I couldn't use the bath salts.
That's true. But I want to try cleaning them.
You can.
Aiden, we'll probably grab you after a little bit. We got Allie back on. So all right. So Aiden,
Yeah.
say goodbye.
Bye.
All right. We'll talk to you again soon. Next time, try to get your video on so that way we can see what you're wearing. Chad just texted
Right?
me and said that you wanted to be in the video.
Yeah.
All right. How's it going, Allie? Oh, Giggle.
It's just PT. How are you guys?
Oh, we're good.
We're all right. Do you want the real answer or the Minnesota
Goodish.
answer?
Yeah.
The passive answer.
The
fake
passive
one.
answer. The like, I'm fine.
Everything is
Fine.
great.
I'm doing so good right now. Ah!
I am living the dream.
Definitely.
Right.
Well, the introvert's dream, but everything else sucks.
True. Play video games all day.
Right? I haven't had time. I actually was thinking about doing a lot more of that. But I didn't really have time. So what's your video game? What's your favorite video game? What are you doing?
Oh man, that's let's see. I normally don't have time to play video games, and I actually have an app that is specifically so I don't play video games. It like grows trees when I'm not on my phone. That's my favorite great game actually. And you can pick what kind of trees and how long they take. But I play RuneScape, and then I just downloaded this game before I got on tonight. It's like a animal wildlife rescue game. Just stupid online games. I'm trying to find some more though. So any recommendations I would love.
Cool. Well, for me, like I was getting on the phone thing and like I've been really frustrated. Like we gotta like this is a thing. Like the advertisements for these games are lying constantly about what the game is. And like all the games that I get are like the ads are these like puzzles, like, you know, there'll be like some, you know, kill the orc or whatever, but it's like make this happen and that happen and that happen. And if you screw it up, then it gets you. But instead, like all these games end up being RPGs with like maybe some weird like crystal, you know, matching or something like that. So I just really frustrated, but I finally found a couple of games that at least have components. They're not as dressed up. But my favorite one is called I think it's Puzzle Quest, and it's like a whole bunch of different puzzles, and so they're all like kind of brainy and whatnot. But
I was gonna say you're a brain game person.
I'm a brain game person.
So
Puzzle.
for like video game advice or any kind of recommendations. So I haven't played video games in a while. The last time I played video games, I'd probably have to say was like when like Tetris was a thing and like Super Mario Brothers, like side scrollers. I can do side scrollers, but anything past that, I am useless. I'm not a video game person at all.
Well, so Allie, our audience probably they may have seen you here and there at the show, but they may not necessarily like recognize who you are, what you got going
Not on
when you're
fire.
not dancing or
Yeah.
doing anything fancy.
There's no hoop.
Just kind of hanging out, being pretty at home. So why don't you tell everybody what you do and tell us a little bit about what life was like a little bit more, and then besides video games, what life is kind of feeling like now.
All right. So my name is Allie. I have a couple other surnames. My performer name is Allie Alchemy, and my burner name is Tornado Alley. That one's my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
My
know
naughty
that.
name. So in the real world, I am the lead choreographer for the Minneapolis Burning Man Fire Conclave troupe.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Super. It's my family, and I hang out and talk to everybody in the troupe pretty much every day. So I choreograph that. I'm also a part of two other performance troupes, Inspire Performance and Red Hot Rascals, and they do like cabaret performances at Can Can Wonderland. So that's super fun. Yeah, so I spend a lot of my free time choreographing, and if I don't do that, I'm usually taking videos or flowing. Oh, I go to the rabbit hole quite often, and I participate in a lot of the flow jams and hoop jams and fire jams that you guys usually host every first Sunday of the month, I think it is. Yeah.
Not right now.
Second
Yeah.
Sunday?
It's the
Second
second Sunday.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
second
We're gonna do two-person fire jams in our backyard, which is
Right.
actually
Like a
we have a
parking lot.
parking lot. Like there's no grass back there. It's literally just like a big parking lot. So it's like
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So, I mean, even still, like, it's a great place that we'll be able to like test some of the crazy, you know, pyro stuff. And and actually, because it's an alley and a giant brick building back there, I could probably do some pretty fun stuff.
oh
too.
yeah, and our neighbors are drunk, so they won't care. They will not care what we do. They know us. They recognized us.
Oh,
The
yeah.
one chick was like, we were like, oh, hey, where? And she's like, oh, I know,
You know,
Dragon's Lair.
She's probably watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Is she
never
next
know.
door?
You get a free show if you do anything outside. Let's be real.
Oh yeah, well, it was funny because definitely a couple of our neighbors pegged us for who we were right off the bat. is what
neighbors
she was
pegged us.
saying.
You guys are famous.
This is the Forbidden Bazaar crowd. They know what that means.
Right. So, but yeah, so, some of our neighbors basically knew who we were pretty much right off the bat.
I've been dying to see some more people spinning fire. Like, of all things in quarantine, you can go outside and, I mean,
It's
if you
been
have a safety-
cold.
Right, that's
Yeah.
true too. So our plan is to kind of like do more of this as long as, you know, this is what's going on. So obviously this is the bazaar. And so we'll have to see if we want to just jump at it and do something else the next couple Fridays, but for sure we're gonna log back in for Rapture. We'll do some different stuff. Like for Rapture, I want to feature some of the other local DJs and get some play happening. And even tonight, honestly, I think it's Scott is playing tonight.
Tomorrow night.
No, tonight as well.
Oh,
After.
really?
So Scott will have to, like, if we can get Scott to log in as an attendee too and post the link, and definitely post it in the event page. But I saw something.
Is it a Ground Zero
Um,
thing?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
it's a forbidden thing. So one of our DJs posted that they're gonna play after we get done tonight and keep
Yeah.
it rocking.
Oh.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, this is fun, actually. I've been doing a bunch of stuff on Zoom lately within the last couple of weeks, and it's starting to pick up. And the more people know about it, the more people get involved, and they know that they can kind of retreat to somewhere and talk to people and like share your passion. And even people that aren't in Minneapolis, like I've hung out with people in Europe, in Australia, in Colorado. Like, you have to envision this little box is like expanding your horizons a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I think this is a good way for all of us to connect our art. So whatever you guys come up with, I would love to participate in.
Well, are you teaching at all? Would you like to teach with us?
I would
Well,
love to do that.
should.
Um,
Why don't you
I've
tell?
tried a
why
couple
don't you
times,
tell-
but not yet.
Yeah, I mean, so we definitely, you know, the more the merrier, and keep it going. Especially, you know, it's just everybody works different, and obviously, one of the things that we know is that we pay pretty well. So everybody listening, if you were to take a class from Allie or any of our other instructors, we're gonna give half of that money to Allie, and half of that money keeps our studio going. And you know,
Yep.
we just don't see those rates for paying
Pay
out other
50%.
instructors with stuff like that.
Yep.
But yeah, why don't you
That's-
tell Allie and the rest of the world a little bit about what it's like in concept of like seeing Ashani specifically, and how that
Oh, yeah.
affects our studio classes.
So we have Justice would do better at telling you like where Ashani came from. Like she's your friend, right?
Yeah, so she's a friend. In my travels, we connected in Austin, Texas.
And she's still in Texas?
No, she's not. So now she's over in I want to say Portland.
Oh,
Shawnee.
well, good for her
I
for
think she's
keeping
in
the
Portland.
times right. I thought she was in Texas. So Ashani has been teaching belly dance through us, and it's always tough when you get like a guest teacher, because sometimes it's like people from a certain place will be like, well, I don't know them, I don't want to take classes from them because I have no idea who they are. But it's really blown up, and she's doing really well at getting people from where she lives to take the classes through us, and then also people that live here are taking the classes. And
Yeah,
that's been really nice seeing all these new names pop up like in our email, like PayPal, you have a payment from blah blah blah, and I'm like, I have no idea who that is.
right. Well, and even still, like she's not just grabbing people from where she lives, because she's out in like Portland, and she's got people
There's
who
been
are
a lot of like
people in San
Hispanic
Francisco
people
who
like,
are dancing
yeah.
with her, and people in Austin, Texas, you know, where she was from. So it's pretty fun to see how that sort of has branched out. And yeah, we'd
Yeah.
love to have you teach with us, because you're amazing. And
Oh,
once
thank
we get back into the physical world, we'll have to like get you back and jamming with us too.
I would
So we-
love that. And I would love to participate in teaching and doing anything. Honestly, I love expanding the flow community. And I think this is a good time for people to get up and play with stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, props.
For sure. For sure. We need
Okay.
beginner classes too. Like all of
Yep.
our classes are pretty much like all levels because people can tailor it to however much they want to do. And it's a little less intimidating because it's like, for instance, if you're taking a flexibility class, you're not sitting there doing the splits and being like, oh, well, Stephanie's got way better splits than me. So maybe I should force myself to go low. It's like there's no competition. It just kind of like, so when people are learning flow stuff, you know, you're bonking yourself in the head with your sock poi, and it's not a big deal because no one can see you.
No,
know?
they're not paying attention to you. They're paying
The
attention to
teacher
the
can
wall.
see you, but yeah, the teacher can see you, but everyone else is busy staring at the teacher
Yep.
on the computer. They're not watching you, so it's a lot less intimidating for people.
In play is a huge aspect for sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely.
I do remember taking Jessica's classes before she moved, and that was really
Yeah.
fun for me. I learned a lot of like weird, quirky stuff I would not normally in other hoop classes.
Yep.
Yeah, she's got a different approach to a lot of things. Like she's picked up a lot of different stuff just from being around different places. And
She
Yeah.
might be listening right now, and you should tell her to get drunk and to, because she didn't want to participate.
made me
She was a little-
wheeze.
She was a little nervous. So Jessica, if you're watching with McGann, you two should take a couple more shots, and then we'll get you back on in a little
I
bit.
think Aiden should get drunk too.
Yeah,
but
she probably is.
Yeah, I don't drink, so everyone drink for me.
Right.
You know.
Allie, is there anything else that you want to say before we kind of move along?
Nah, cheers. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to dress up, guys. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I gotta ask. So you got like pink light? Are those UV lights?
No,
Mm.
it's just a pink light bulb.
Oh, okay. So like, I have like tons of plants and like plant lights, and if you look at my Facebook album, like new house pictures, like most of the pictures are like bright pink, just because I have those UV lights, and I'm like, oh, you must have UV lights.
I wish. I've actually been thinking about it, and after seeing your
Wait.
post, I'm probably gonna go buy one.
Oh, do it.
Like a
It's.
plant.
I regret not getting them 10 years ago. They're so amazing.
Good purchase. I'm definitely gonna go get some. Thanks for the
So worth it.
recommendation.
Oh, of course.
Cool. All right, Allie. Well, thank you for joining us.
You are
and,
very welcome.
we will talk to you more soon.
See you later, alligator.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
All right. Well, we are going to see what's happening in the chat right now. We got some hiya-hias. Mama Bear said she needed the app, but she's got the app. You're on. You're here with us. Let's see. Is that Amanda? I got to expand this.
Hey,
Which Amanda is that? I bet that's our
Amanda Kilimanjaro.
Amanda. Are you Amanda K? Can I hear you? Nope. I'm unmuting you. You might have to unmute yourself, Amanda.
Sorry.
Yep, that's
Hey, I
Woo!
recognize that voice.
you. All right. We can't see you, but
Can't
we can
see
hear
you.
you.
You can't see me?
No, what's going on? Are
Why?
you wearing a costume?
I wish. No, every time I'm gonna dress up and then I don't.
Is Nathan wearing a costume?
You know, he happened to have a Captain America tank on earlier. It was excellent.
I know, I saw you like
I have the
posting.
tank on. I don't have the matching underwear any longer.
I mean, who wears underwear anyways?
I have to. I don't know why it's not doing video.
We can pretend that we're.
We could tape a picture of her to the screen.
Actually,
Is
I
it
think
like
the
not
rest of them
turned on
look-
on your end though? Because I feel it's not even giving me an option to turn it on anywhere. You guys gave me the option to turn my mic on.
Okay, maybe we should like kick her off and then start over.
Wait, did I do that? No,
Did
there
you
she
do
is.
it?
Oh, here I got. Oh,
Ask to start.
Ah, hey, you're right.
Oh,
I'm learning.
Justice.
okay. Got it.
There we are.
Hey.
There you go. I like the mustache.
Oh, I forgot about our
There's
picture.
two of them. There's two mustaches in that room.
Yeah, there you go, Nathan.
So for anyone watching who doesn't know, Amanda's one of our students, and Nathan plays hockey.
That's his primary identifier right there.
I'm actually really excited, Nathan, because I don't know if you showed Amanda, I commented,
Nathan has taken over my job of, it's an unpaid job, but I still do it, of photobombing all of her workout videos. It's a tough job, but someone's got to do it. It's.
I come to it naturally. Notice I'm just slightly behind her in photo position now.
Yeah.
Right? Already at it. So
Actually, Nathan's great photo ops lately. He's been recreating Gray's Insta nudes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's got some good ones. Like she did one the other day that like got me pregnant, and I was like,
He's been recreating and sending them to her.
Nice.
oh, you've been sending him to.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not her type, Nathan. You don't have the right equipment, but yeah, that is amazing.
They're pretty awesome.
So have you been watching?
We just signed in here recently. Oh, I've been taking the photos.
No worries. So we should definitely explain to the audience part of why you're here too is your perspective.
Why you've got a hockey mom in your Forbidden Bazaar group?
Sure. Well, you obviously like you're a student, and so you've got some experience and connected to our Dragon family that way, but you've got a different perspective probably than a lot of us just in the your industry as well.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh yeah.
why don't you tell the world what you do when you're not normally hanging out with us and when you're getting paid and stuff?
Oh, well, when I was getting paid, so I was a neonatal intensive care nurse for a long time, and then I went back to school for anesthesia. So I'm still in school right now, but since all the surgeries and everything are canceled, and honestly, I really wouldn't want to be in a hospital if I don't absolutely need to be right now anyway, everything's on hold. So my graduate school is on hold for at least 2.5 months before I can go back to clinical. So I don't know if I'm going to graduate on time, but I'm still doing all my coursework, which you would think would be great. I'd have all this time because I'm not at clinical, but I also have 3 children who now are also at home. And I don't want to say I'm homeschooling them because I'm not doing their curriculum, but I'm like teacher's assistant for 3 different classes and 3 different kids. And so I actually end up doing a lot less homework than I did during clinical.
Can you like kennel them or something? Like
I wish.
I mean, like that. I raised a lot of dogs in my life, and that's what we would do is when they start vocalizing, you put them in the kennel and wait till they stop. And like,
I need to get them transferred to someone else's class or something. I mean, is there a way
or like a bird, you can put a blanket over the top of, and then they go to sleep because they think it's nighttime, right?
I saw a Jim Gaffigan bit recently. I think he was on with, well, not a bit, but I think he was on with Colbert or something like that. And he was talking, he's got like 6 kids.
Ooh.
He was like, you don't know how ridiculous it is where you got one kid over here and they're in this class and the other kid over here in this class. And you're like, math,
Yeah, and trying to get all 3 of them to work when they're all in the same space. That's 3's my limit.
Yeah, and different ages and in different like classes and in different Zoom stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, I don't do much with my 8th graders trig and geometry and stuff. I can handle the 6th graders algebra, but that's about my limit now.
Yep.
Oh, what about that new math? Have they made you? Do you know what I'm talking about with the math that doesn't make any sense? Like 2 + 2 = like 73. Like,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't get it either.
I can't even comprehend that. No, I refuse.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, we're gonna need some mathematicians on to discuss.
Mathematicians don't like it either.
Because it's wrong.
It's long and it doesn't make sense.
Right. Goodness. So yeah, lots of parenting in a different way, huh?
It's funny because I'm really introverted, and having like my kids home all the time is it's kind of tough, but I feel like I'm almost like you can get used to anything. So a few weeks later, I'm kind of not feeling quite as anxious as I used to be from being around people all the time. So that's kind of cool. And then my daughter and I were just watching Anne Frank for school, and that gave it a whole different perspective. We're sitting in our big old house, quarantined, and these people are like pinned with other families in this tiny little apartment, terrified somebody's going to find them for 2 years. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Or imagine like being in the like plague times in like 1918. Like there's no internet, there's nothing. Like you had maybe 3 books at home, and you would just read those over and over again. And one of them was probably a Bible, anyways. And I just can't imagine how people got through times like that. You know.
No. Although I suppose they're probably more used to being isolated too. I don't know.
I love being isolated. Like that's the part of it that I like. But honestly, I'm less isolated now than I was before because this one's home all the time, and I'm like, don't you have to go to Costco? Don't you have to go to Costco for a while?
Yeah. So, what are you two doing to keep active while you're at home? And I'm sure there's different stuff.
I've
Yeah,
seen
a
some
little
of
bit. We've been trying to like make some. I mean, I have a really tiny silk set that's kind of low. We've been trying to rig something higher in the garage, which would be nice. I've been doing a Shawnee's. Actually, I have been doing a Shawnee's belly dancing classes. Those are fun. I keep missing
Good.
yours, Justice. I always think it's an hour later than it is.
The one
Which
that was
one?
the first one you showed up like as we were like wrapping it up, and I'm like, wait, what's going on?
I know. And then last night
remember
I had
that.
it. I knew I was gonna go last night, and then my phone I think even alarmed, and I didn't even. I don't know. I looked at my phone at like 9. I was like, darn it.
Oh man,
But-
we did a lot of abs. Yeah,
You did a lot of abs this week too.
that's what I was talking about.
Oh, she showed up late this week, or I thought it was.
No,
last
last week I showed up late. This week I didn't show up at all.
I don't even know what year it is anymore.
Exactly.
No.
I've kind of lost track of what day is what, and I have
What
no
year-
reference anymore.
What year is it? Wednesday? I don't know.
Wait, it's Friday. It's Forbidden Friday.
That was the joke.
That's why we're here. Yeah. All the craziness. So Nathan, what have you been doing to stay fit?
I created a gym in the garage.
I saw the pictures. Yep.
Yeah, I spent a couple days building a pull-up and dip station,
Nice.
and then I put a bike ramp in the garage. I've been riding my BMX in the garage.
I saw that.
I didn't see that. I missed
He's
that
gonna
part.
be jealous.
Yeah.
We can make
We
one.
got
up.
a
gotta-
parking lot. Basically.
Yeah,
Oh,
our,
yeah.
our backyard's a parking lot, so
Yeah.
we can build whatever we want out there.
Yeah. I feel like if we can, as long as we can pay rent, like I'm not gonna get bored. We have so many ridiculous toys and
Yeah.
costumes and things. I wouldn't even have to build my gym, but we need to do something. You should see the garage is like destroyed from one garage to another, and I gotta like reinforce the ceiling and build a couple of benches and
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff. And then it like smells like a barn every time if
Somebody died in there.
if you've heard about
guaranteed.
me like waking up coughing, like it's because I'm working in there for a while and like I need to like put a respirator on while I'm in there.
No,
It's just
dude, you got
nasty.
the vid.
Well, that is where it's nasty in there.
Because I had the vid and I
Well,
gave him the vid.
But
It's
yeah,
something to wear a dust mask when you work in that junk, though. Even if you
Yeah.
have the vid.
well, it's not even visible, but it's just like it. Yeah, it smells like a barn.
Somebody died in there. I told you.
It smells like a barn. That's what.
That's not a bad thing. I hope to die in my garage.
I want a ghost. I want to be haunted. For sure. That counts as social distancing, physical distancing. That's as far as you can get from a body because it's dead, you know?
Right.
So wait, what kind of ghost though?
What kind of ghost?
Yeah.
Well, judging by all of the Modelo and Corona bottle caps out in the yard, it's probably a Hispanic ghost, which I'm totally cool with.
Yeah, apparently, we moved into a place that was housed by, from our understanding, a couple of Ecuadorians or a group of or something. Actually, I shouldn't say a couple because it sounds like
I think there was
several
like 30
people.
of them, possibly.
I don't know about that, but it definitely sounds like there was like more than 2 people living here, and they definitely had like sports practices in the parking lot.
Yeah,
that
they had a
would-
net out there.
So I don't know whether it was soccer or whether it was like street volleyball. We'll have to investigate the drunk neighbors a little bit more, but yeah, we got to catch them when they're like sobering outside, but so far,
Not happening.
I don't think those panics are coming out yet. Give it another 10 degrees. Angela,
no. The neighbors are mostly so one side they seem a little bit more ritzy, but the rest of them all seem more like typical Northeast. You know, the type of average person that you'd see at the Dragon's Lair or any other event. However, we are in a neighborhood that's got lots of patchy stuff like that going on, and we are, I won't tell anybody exactly where we are, but we are very close to Maya Restaurant, and I'm very glad. They're awesome, and I don't think they're listening, but if they are, got to give a shout out to Maya. I'm gonna go get some more lunch there soon too.
Amanda,
Hey, Angela-
what's that?
Oh, I want to know what state your nails are in now.
Right?
No, I've actually been trying to not like show them on the screen so much because they're really bad. I'm barefoot. Which I do at the bazaar sometimes if my feet get tired. But yeah, how are your nails? They came off. They're done.
No, they're still on, but I can see more of my natural nail than has been exposed in years.
Okay, I'll give you a quick look.
Spaceboy says that
Nothing.
is 2020 the year of the dragon? Spaceboy said it's the year of the dragon. Did I miss that? Is it really? It can't be the year of the dragon already, is it?
I think it's the year of the pile of crap. I almost swore.
There's true. Yeah, let's not do that.
Not allowed to swear.
Well, we're gonna grab another panelist. Is there anything else that either of you want to say before we get moving?
I do
No,
wanna.
I can't wait to get back in the studio. But
I was just gonna
that's what I'm
ask.
saying.
I was just gonna ask how excited you are. Are you doing workouts and keeping your core strong?
My abs are pretty good. I'm more worried about my shoulder strength.
For me, it's grip strength. I was really sick and I couldn't climb for over a month. And like, I'm in the studio yesterday and I'm like, oh, I can't even music box right now. I just like got nothing. Yeah.
Yep. Cool. All right. Well, we shall see you soon. Maybe in class on Thursday, right?
It could happen. It could happen.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks again, you two.
Thanks
You have
for
a good
hanging
one,
out.
and we'll keep you as an attendee so you can hang out and watch if you'd like as well. All right. Ciao.
Bye.
All right. So let's see who's in our Dragon Cube. Gotta get Amanda's attendee thing out of the way. What is that?
Who's Mama Bear?
I don't know.
Who's Mama Bear?
Mama Bear's in
It
here. Let's
says
see.
that don't use your phone app. Lol. Got Matt Getch here.
Whoa! I didn't even know.
Yeah.
The heck.
The heck.
All right. Let's
Matt
see.
does special effects, makeup, and all sorts of crazy things. He's very into zombies. Who are we talking to next?
Well, I've got Madeline, Val, and McGann on our list, but I don't
They're not
see any of
here.
them here at the moment. We got a Q&A. Let's look at our
Uh-oh.
Q&A.
How's
So-
the new tub?
Yeah.
We talked about the tub a little bit. It's amazing. It's bigger than a jacuzzi tub, but smaller than a hot tub. It's like in between. The jets don't work, but I'm okay with that because if the jets worked, I wouldn't be able to use bath additives like salts and things like that. But yeah, it's been really nice, and I plan to spend a lot more time in it.
Yep.
For sure.
And then Matt is actually asking if we should share the Venmo and PayPal. Yeah. So
Thanks, Matt.
so definitely, I think so definitely our first two guests would probably appreciate that, and we will as well. Ours is probably already listed in the PayPal. So, but yeah, Ariella and Allie, if you want to end up putting your info in the event, you should do that. Ours is Dragon's Lair. We've got Dragon's Dash Lair at Venmo,
Yep.
and then we've got
So our
Dragon's
pay-
Lair at Gmail.
Yeah, our PayPal one is just our email, which is
Dragon's Lair Performing Arts at gmail.com.
Yep. And then you could actually go onto our web and I don't think you can like do a random donate a number, but if you wanted to buy a specific package on the website, you could do that on the website.
Put that out.
Oh, sure. Yep. We got a touch screen on this one anyway. So yeah, well, let's see. We are Sam is raising a hand. I don't know what that means. Did you chat, Sam, or did you question? Sam says she's back.
Hey, good.
Awesome. We see you. Uh-oh.
I'm making a story.
She's making a story of us being in this story live.
Yeah. It's called Inception Justice.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. We need one of our other panelists to pop in here. So we're looking for Val. And actually, I'm going to open up the book to see if you are in.
Let's see if anybody commented and wanted to.
All right. But otherwise, I see Val. Awesome. It is a little earlier than we were going to do for Val, but we could always start with Val. Excuse me. And then let's see. We still got Madeline and Megan, and maybe if Jessica and Megan.
We should interview them together. Should
Yeah.
I message them and tell them
Jessica to get more drunk because they're hanging out already.
She's so
you
cute
know,
and she's
so
drunk.
they might as well like group tube us. So Val, I'm gonna grab you and let's say hello. I will move you over into the panelist section. You will be rejoining as a webinar panelist. All right, I think I can unmute you. Val, you can probably talk to us.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Fantastic.
you. And you can do video too if you'd like.
Oops, I thought that I was live, but I guess I was not. There we go.
Yeah, awesome. Ooh, look
That's
at
better.
you, Ground Zero headset.
Oh.
Oh, I love your studio.
I just tap for the occasion. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
This is our
Perfect.
chilling spot.
Yeah. So for starters, Val is the Ground Zero photo booth photographer.
Yep.
And you would normally tonight be taking all sorts of fantastic photos of everybody in their beautiful costumes. And tonight we lucked out to have you hanging out with us here online.
The next best thing, you know.
Right?
Yeah.
You know,
I'm not wearing any shoes though.
Oh no. Yeah, no, the best that I can do, unfortunately, right now is take some screenshots and then do the Photoshop magic to see if we can put some shoots on Angela.
Hey, that'd be fun anyway, because, you know, obviously, since we don't have photos for tonight, if you're snapping some screenshots, that's still pretty cool.
Now I gotta we gotta make sure that we're posing at all times.
Right? Oh, here it comes.
Yes. I will work on that later.
Awesome. Cool. Well, so life is interesting, huh? What do you think about all this?
It's yeah, interesting. It's a very polite, very Minnesotan way to describe what's going on right now. Yes, the last month has been quite different, shall we say, from my usual routine. Yeah, like normally I would have 2, sometimes 3 photo gigs per month. You guys, obviously, and Kinky Friday, and it's also the time of the year when snow finally disappears. So you know how this goes. We're trying to cram all of the events in the next 3 or 4 months. But now, of course, everything got canceled as well. And in a way, I'm one of the lucky ones because I can sit up and then break down pretty much like on a few hours notice. Like I don't have any extra expenses that are associated with this, aside of course from the usual things. And yeah, so right now I'm just sort of in a waiting mode, in a hibernation mode. But rest assured, when eventually we get back to some resemblance of normal, I will be there with the camera, and I'm looking forward to taking the pictures.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So I think like you've got an awesome perspective that's pretty separate as well. You, Allie. There
Yeah,
we
I
go.
think I was gonna bring that up
Wait,
too.
what
What
happened?
did you do?
Oh no!
Oh,
We moved
no.
it wrong.
Did we kick off?
Uh-oh.
Did we lose Val?
Val,
Val.
I'm grabbing you back, Val. Sorry about that. Val, are you back? There we are. Oh, I'll unmute you. There you go. Unmute. There.
Yeah, I was gonna actually
Yeah.
bring that up too, what you had
All right.
started talking about.
Hello. I think we can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, there we go.
Yes, there we go.
All right. So Val, we feel like you probably have a pretty unique perspective in a lot of different ways from what's going on here. And I gotta ask, like, and I mean, all of us are confused about what could happen. But do you think you're gonna be able to take advantage of any of the stimulus?
You know, I believe the stimulus when I see the stimulus in my bank account.
That's what
Sure.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't believe it. It's like Santa Claus.
Right. But you do you think that you'll do you qualify the way that like are you the citizen paying taxes the way that you should expect to get part of that stimulus?
I'm looking forward to learning the answer to this question myself, Justice. It's
Right.
it's
Us
amazing.
too.
Yep, it's amazing how many definitions of the American versus non-American are there, because there are Americans, naturally born Americans. There are those who got naturalized. Then, of course, there's the green card process. And above all of this, there is what is officially called U.S. resident for tax purposes. So I'm looking forward to see what kind of a definition the IRS will use.
Yeah.
But the part that really terrifies me is, you know, if they think if we're at the point of giving $1,200, and they, you know, if it's that bad that the government is giving out the money, it's going to be pretty bad. It's going to be not $1,200 bad. It's going to be much, much worse.
Yeah, well, you never know, but I mean, definitely it's crazy. I mean, from our perspective, where we're at is like we're in the process of like trying to do PPA and SBA stuff because we do have a business and we have a studio. And so like what we've found is that there's some potential there. There really is, like in the SBA side of things, but they ran out of money. So like
They gave it all to Potbelly and Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
yeah, I mean, I don't have the exacts on where that went and anything, but I do know that we got a message from somebody that said basically all the money is dry. And so even though we're in the process of a loan, that you know, it's just wiped out. So yeah, we're sitting here going, I just got a bill for rent for the studio. And you know, hopefully the bills will be a little bit less without as many people trying to stay warm in there, but
Not much.
it's still
Yeah.
big space and it's been freezing, so it's not like we've had the heat off.
It's it's incredible. And I mean, it has been out for what is it, 2 weeks now, give or take, and already that amount of money has been
Yeah, I'll
completely
let you know.
dispersed. That's pretty terrifying. Like, you know, on my end, I'm one of the lucky fews. Like, I still have my daytime job for the time being, at least. So
That's good.
yep. So I didn't really feel that it was, you know, moral of me to file for the business expenses about this. And now that we see this thing happening, I feel happy that I didn't.
Yeah, well, got to get anything you can right now. It's definitely a strange time out there. I did see, and I wasn't sure how much you were saying this in jest, but I saw you had comment on something, or it was a Facebook post possibly saying like, oh, there's no toilet paper on the shelves, everybody's buying up the milk and all this whatnot. It kind of reminds me of like growing up, like, oh, this is just regular, you know? Like, was that you that posted that?
Yep, that was me. It's
Okay.
definitely, you know, I was born in the Soviet Union, and I was still pretty young, just my early teens when USSR went apart. But I remember this very well. The empty shelves, like pretty much the only thing that was in the stores was salt. I remember
I like
standing
salt.
in, I remember getting in the line, like being put in the queue in line by my older brother to get some vegetable oil. And excuse me, my cat is wreaking havoc around here.
I saw your light kind of took a dive.
That's Little Rascal.
Oh,
He is very curious about
hey.
this.
Oh, we've got a light too. We got a professional light set up, and I put a mesh shirt over it so it doesn't hurt our eyes because we don't have theater gels here.
Yeah, I'm surprised how, like, if I get up in there, then I'm a little bit more shiny. I was gonna say, I'm surprised how I'm not so shiny, because like all the other people that I see on a lot of the YouTubers that don't like make up themselves,
It's because it's
they
LED
get up
lights.
in here and it's just like glows on their forehead. So
I mean, I glow naturally.
true.
A beacon.
Yeah, well, and Val, you'll definitely have to put your PayPal, Venmo, stuff like that. Do you want to do a shout out for your PayPal and your Venmo right now?
Yes, but I would like to do it with a twist.
Oh.
Around this. So first of all, I have to say that I had several folks reaching out to me and getting pictures from the previous shows and then tipping me generously, more than generously, on multiple occasions. So I would like, if anyone would like some of the previous pictures from the shows, shoot me a message. And USPS right now is still working, fingers crossed.
Yes.
I can get the pictures to you, and I've been doing this thing where every Friday I try to throw a bit of cash, some tips to the different performers in the area, just somebody who needs the money more than me. So if you buy any prints from me, this is where your money will go.
That's really
Awesome.
nice. That's amazing.
Yeah, well, cool. Well, thank you. We definitely love hearing about that as well.
I know Aiden likes to get pictures.
Definitely. Yeah.
She likes to get all of them printed out.
Yep. We see.
Oh, I can actually see the attendees. I didn't notice this before.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Once we move you over to panelist, you can see we're hanging out over there.
Thomas is here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I see
he said
Thomas
hi
down
on the
there.
chat thing.
Nice. Yeah, we'll definitely have to talk to some more people here. Yeah. Let's see. I feel like, is there anything else that we want to ask Val, or is there anything else Val wants to ask us?
Well, I'm just very happy to see both of your faces and hear your voices again. It's the third Friday of the month, and although we're not where we're supposed to be, it's next best thing.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate a lot the time and effort that you've given us for the show. I feel like a show isn't a show without a photo booth, and you give people the opportunity to shine for that moment and to remember it, especially if they've been drinking a little bit. You know, they can look at the pictures the next day and say, hey, I looked good. You know, look at me. And they can get in a big crowd and do all the faces. Let's do a silly one. And then, you know, they've got that memory forever, and they might not have remembered anything about the night, you know, if you hadn't been there. So super.
I've been going to Forbidden Bazaar for a long time. me and my now wife, then girlfriend at the time. I remember we went to quite a few shows back in the day, 2014, 2000, yeah.
That was
2014.
before my time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
We weren't together at that point. And
Yeah, I think the first one, I don't know if I can say it tonight because the name was a little rude, but it was Hot as F-Pound CK.
CK.
And that was our August 2013. Then we did Oktoberlust in October 2013. And then I think February 2014 was, I think we did the Bloodlust Ball, and I think it was also Fresh Blood. So that was our first student showcase at Ground Zero.
Oh,
So yeah, we've been doing shows for a while.
I remember, I think it was the Midsummer Nightmare. It was June or July 2014.
That was a fun one.
I remember that one very vividly, yes.
I've seen pictures, but I wasn't there.
Yeah, and obviously we don't know. We don't know when our next show is going to be, but there is a really good chance the next Bazaar might be a Midsummer Nightmare. I mean, we might get out in 1 month. We might be live in 1 month. If we are, you know, we'll be happy. We have no idea what that's going to be.
Yeah, we have no idea.
No idea. If doors are open, there's a good chance that there's going to be a limited head count. Who knows?
We might have to pre-sell tickets just to make sure people can get in.
And if there's not,
who knows?
Yeah. And if we're here, we're here. But, you know, if we're not here in a month, it's possible that we're going to reopen and be generally a little bit better off for June. But we don't even know that, you know. I mean, obviously the smartest people out there are saying we just got to see what this disease does and how it affects the actual hospital numbers.
You know, I wonder what the club is going to look like when it opens again, because we all know how much the owner there loves it. For anyone who doesn't know, the owner there creates most of the things in that room with his own hands. He makes everything out of foam and all these materials, and all the decor and all of the weird like concrete and things like that. It's all him, and I feel like he's possibly taking this time to do a lot of things, and I wonder what we're gonna come home to. You know, it's gonna be interesting.
You never know.
You never know. It could look exactly the same, or it could be completely different. It could have a pandemic theme, which I hope he doesn't do that, because we've had enough of it. But yeah, who knows what he's gonna do. It's gonna be interesting.
It's definitely going to be interesting. And yeah, like you said, Justice, we don't know when this is going to end. Like, you know, it's putting this in perspective, like, you know, the virus itself has been out for just over 100 days. So we literally know nothing about it. Yep.
Right.
I know it feels like eternity.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and in fact, in that regard, like I was a second ago
in.
looking at where we're at, we're almost 5 weeks of shelter in place for us.
Yeah,
And,
we as soon as the shutdown happened, March 17th, we just sheltered in place. We had nothing to do anyways.
Yeah.
But we moved, but we weren't like associating with any people or hanging out at all. So
Yeah, and then I mean, even beyond that, so like obviously, like we just got to put it out there. No tests have been done, but we said this online a long time ago. We thought that we caught COVID.
I'm like 99% sure I had it.
We had.
I had my first symptoms February 17th, and that's a Tuesday.
Yeah,
And
so
or
the
no,
18th.
18th. Yeah, the 18th. That was a Tuesday, and I was sick. I say I probably started feeling better March, maybe 27th. I started kind of feeling like I might get better. That was the time when I knew that I was going to be okay.
Yeah,
but
even
I'm still
then,
coughing.
And even at that point in time, like we were like, hey,
There's no
is
tests.
there any chance that we have COVID, blah blah blah? And everybody on the internet was like, no chance, no, highly unlikely, blah blah blah.
And
it's
now
like,
they're saying that
and now it's like, oh
you could
yeah,
have had
probably,
it in January.
probably did.
Yeah.
You know, so
It's just
I've never been
crazy.
sick like that
But,
before in my life. That was insane.
You know, we basically are treating the situation in two different ways. Like number one, everybody's sick and we can get sick. So we don't want to get sick from you. But then it's also the same point in time.
The other way around.
The other way
Yeah.
around. You know, we're sick and we don't want to get dad sick. We don't want to get, grandpa sick, especially.
Yeah, my
Um,
grandpa's like 400 years old and he's super awesome, and I
Yep.
don't want him to get sick. So
Yeah.
No, that makes
So-
perfect sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Cool.
I keep like inching closer and closer to the camera.
Well,
I don't know why I'm doing that. Just wanna get like right in.
Ooh,
all right. Well,
love your
Val,
eye makeup.
Hi, thank you. I'm finally wearing show makeup for the first time since March 6th.
yeah, it's been a pleasure, Val, but I think we're gonna grab another panelist before we log off.
Sounds great. Lovely seeing you, Angela. Lovely
Awesome.
seeing you, Justice.
Yep.
Good to see
Love you, Val.
Bye.
We shall see you
Take
soon.
care.
Bye bye.
Hold on.
All right. Let's see. Going back to our attendees list.
Let's actually, hi attendees, we're gonna look at the chat and see if you've said anything fun. Sam says, be safe, Matt.
Raja's here?
Matt's gotta get back to work. And Chad's figuring out new math. Chad's figuring out the new math so that way he can try to explain it to
Oh, yeah.
Angela, I think. Let's say hi to Matt before he goes.
Oh, Jessica's not coming.
Oh,
I wanted her to bring her skin cap.
Uh-oh. Matt,
Megan's not coming either. She says her camera wouldn't turn on.
oh, that's all right. Matt, are you there? Mama Bear's here too.
Who's Mama Bear?
I don't know. Mama Bear and Matt, we'll take you. I don't even know.
Let's find out. Oh, this is like a
This is a
present here. This is
yeah.
like Christmas. Like,
Whoops.
who's it gonna be?
Matt, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. Do you want to join us with video? Oh,
Oh,
Mama Bear's
Raja.
Raja.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Raja.
Oh, Jesse's here.
Yeah, Matt, I'm gonna move you into the panelists so we can get your video too. We'll say hi to both of you live.
When if we talk to Jesse at all, I might have to get Cleo out because she hasn't seen her.
Oh,
She
there it
was a
is.
little tiny thing.
Yeah,
Hey!
how are you two?
Good. Getting that cleaning done, you know?
Yeah. So
Going through
a
it.
couple of different faces from the bazaar. So Raja's been in some photo promotion for us, and I wanted Matt, did you have anything to do with the shoot that she did specifically?
The Raja's shoot?
Yeah, I know you've had a lot of
For
our
the
shoots. but-
Midsummer Nightmare?
Yeah, I can't remember. No, she says no. So
Nope.
yeah.
Matt and I have
but-
not worked together yet.
Oh, well, Matt is fantastic and Raja is fantastic. So maybe this is a meeting in the making. Cool. How are you two enjoying the chat? Raja, why don't you start?
It's nice. It's weird being kind of a homebody, but then not being able to like actually go out and do things because the things that I would have the options of doing aren't there. So it's nice hearing everybody and seeing everybody and like Aiden, seeing her in the chat. It's nice.
Yep. Yeah, we'll have to bring her on before too long and get a final goodbye from Aiden because that's what she likes.
Yeah, she better get drunk though.
Oh.
Aiden, you better be drinking out there.
Matt, how are you feeling through all this?
I'm doing all right. I actually work in the public sector. I'm deemed an exempt employee, so I have to go to work every day.
Okay.
I don't even know what you do other than like effects makeup.
Yeah, I've got two jobs that completely eclipse my life. One is the effects makeup, and the other is I run a municipal liquor store for the city of Lakeville.
Oh, okay.
And right now, people need their booze.
Yeah. Yeah, my store is up, I think, at last count, 76%.
We
Wait,
should own a liquor store.
You mean you're at 100, your total is 176%?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every day is like Christmas Eve or the day before Thanksgiving. There's a line out the door. We're only letting 15 people in at a time. There's glass partitions between the clerks and the public.
Yep.
Everybody, it's a self-checkout system. It's absolutely insane.
Wait,
Time to
why
be
are we
in the booth business.
why are we circus artists again? We should be in the liquor business.
You gotta have money to start it, right?
Yeah, that's
True.
So, yeah. Raja, how's work life for you? How's that changed?
So I have a few jobs. I work at a hotel, and then obviously I work with Downtown Intimates Sex World. The hotel, we were trying to, I mean, we were trying to keep people's hours, even though we didn't really have that people in the rest or in the hotel as long as we so we kind of waited as long as we could to, you know, go to minimal staff there. And then with the shops, I know Sex World were trying to remain open as essential. I mean, you know, a good way to pass time during quarantine is, you know, some things you could get there for sure.
Yeah.
And we closed the rest of the stores. Yeah, you know. Also, you know, I know hand sanitizer is kind of hard. Toy cleaner works as well.
Yeah.
So,
Hey.
hey. So we did close the other stores just because, I mean, with the clubs being closed, a lot of our clientele weren't downtown anymore. So a lot of online sales, that curbside pickup has been really, really popular, trying to do that no contact. Here are your devices, have fun, but like, don't touch me, please stay over there.
Sure.
So it's nice. There's definitely a lot more people reaching out and asking questions like over Facebook about products, which is different. Which is nice though. I definitely miss being in shop and helping people out, and like just that interaction I miss it. So it's nice having the interaction online for sure.
Oh yeah. Hey, if they want to sell the Silk Shibari stuff, I'll do some tutorials online.
For sure.
So don't know if you know who to talk to, but hey.
Yeah. So yeah, I know we've been talking a bit about some different changes we want to make when we are able to open up again.
Right.
Some different events and stuff we're looking to do. So it's exciting. I can't say too much about it, but it'll be exciting for sure.
Sweet. Yeah. So Matt, how about you? What do you want to do for your art when you can at least do some with other people? What's your next like project to put on somebody's face or whatever?
Well, there's been a lot of talk about, usually January through April is pre-production season in Minnesota for all film projects, commercial projects, music video projects, that kind of stuff. Everybody's writing their scripts, everybody's fundraising and trying to get stuff together. And I've gotten quite a few reach outs for, you know, we want to do this as soon as filming resumes. Can you start this and can you start that? And the answer, unfortunately, is well, no, not until you have the funding to start paying me. I'm not going to start spending money on your project until you know things are going to go forward. So there's a lot of conceptual stuff out there that's really cool. I'm really excited about a lot of projects that are going to be going on in Minnesota as soon as filming resumes.
I have a question from someone who's in the film industry. I have a couple of theories as to what's going to happen to movies and TV shows. Maybe not this year because things coming out this year filmed last year.
Yeah.
But next year, are we going to see just like a whole slew of like Blair Witch Project movies where it's like two people, like in like a poor video quality? Like you're going to see like Chris Hemsworth running around with a cell phone camera, like because you can't.
He just got home from work.
Do talk shows, you can't do anything. So like, what is cinema going to look like in the next 2 years? There's going to be nothing to watch, or it's going to be really weird. A lot of CG, a lot of cartoons.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. There's going to be a lot of the CG, like iWorks and you know, CG cartoon kind of stuff. But people are starting to really realize that you can actually film pretty decent quality on a GoPro or on your iPhone or on your Android. And so people are going to start just doing, I don't think it's going to be quite as awful as Blair Witch. And I love Blair Witch, but it's not going to be quite that poor quality.
There's way better Steadicam stuff now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can get a lot of those things for pretty cheap now. So I
You can
think they're
get
going to
the
be
ones that
breaking up
track.
production units. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
they're going to be breaking up production units instead of like just an A unit and a B unit, or maybe an A, B, and C unit into, you know, X, Y, Z units. Everybody filming their own stuff, and it's going to be really hard on the editors out there because
Patching everything
before,
together.
yeah, they were getting, you know, stuff from 2-3 different directions, and now they're going to be getting it from 50 different directions and trying to
Yeah.
piece together a film.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be interesting for sure.
Yeah.
What was that?
I'm sorry, I'm just getting alerts.
Oh. Your pizza's here.
Cool.
Oh, pizza! I miss pizza.
All right. Well, Miss Mama Bear, how is can I call him Koa? I'm not sure what I should call him.
Yeah, Koa's good.
Okay, Koa. All right. He just got home, I see.
Yeah.
Grab a snake. All right, cool. Yeah, well, we're all excited to get back at it. And obviously, like if you were listening, we have no idea when we're going to get back on stage and whatnot, but we're going to keep doing this stuff. And theoretically, we're going to be doing more of these, and not just Bazaar related, but we're going to do some of these that are related to Rapture. And then we might even end up doing some other stuff. I mean, I get up earlier in the day and I'm down to like talk about what's been happening. You know, yeah, what up, Ka? But I watch politics. I've been keeping up on what's going on with Waltz and all that stuff, and it's interesting to kind of discuss some of those things as well. Yeah, Koa, is there anything you want to talk about this whole crazy experience? Did you just get done working at Luce by chance?
Yeah.
Wow. No guess.
It's probably the busiest that they've ever been in their history.
I would not doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're talking, you know, with their companies, probably a lot of other restaurant companies. The way restaurants are going to do business will probably change after this. They're finding there's a much higher demand for people that are fine with not coming into a building to get their food. So a lot of business might actually keep contactless delivery and contactless pickup after the fact is what we're talking about.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, we're seeing it, you know, most places that we're trying to eat, they're either limited with their hours where we can't even get it except for like, you know, 1 day a week, or, you know, maybe more than that. Depends on the business, but yeah, definitely it's changing for all of us. But at the same point in time, you know, I want to go out and I want to support my small business friends, especially the restaurant owners. But, you know, with rents plural, when we got our business and not really having much income coming in, you know, we're trying to do what we can to save money and eat at home as well and whatnot. So, but yeah. Well, I think we're gonna get the creep brought out, and we're gonna catch a couple other people. But we'll see you 2-3 after a little bit, and I'm gonna move you all over to the attendees level so you can keep on watching. But we're gonna grab another panelist. And,
all right.
yeah, say hi to Cleo.
Hey, Cleo. Aw.
All right, guys, you have a
Nice
good
to
one,
meet
and
you.
we'll talk to you all soon.
See ya.
Good seeing you.
Good to see you.
She's as white as me on this camera.
How do I turn this camera off?
I got you. All right. So let's see. We've got some other friends in the queue. Oh, good. Lindsay's even hanging out. We got Lindsay and Thomas still in there.
She has a show tonight, right?
Her show is probably over at this
Okay.
point.
I wasn't sure if it was before or after. Oh, there goes Cleo.
Yeah. Hey, Val is now decent exposure.
Yeah.
Val is on again, but as a different person.
Who's evil?
I'm not sure. Lindsay, let's say hi to you. I want to talk to you about how your show went.
Yeah.
Let's promote you.
And then if she's got another show coming up, we gotta talk about that too.
Yep.
Oh, Cleo. Watch her take a poop right on
Whoa.
the interview. That'd
All
be
right,
great.
you are unmuted and and you're live. How you doing?
Yeah.
Hey,
Hello. What's happening?
not much. What's happening with you?
Not a whole ton.
You're all dressed up.
Yeah, how was
Yeah.
your show?
It went pretty well. I didn't trip and fall, and
That's good.
and I realized that you can only stream on either YouTube or Facebook on a webinar on Zoom. Did you find that out too?
So we are streaming on YouTube and
Yeah.
we pushed it to Facebook.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh.
So the functionality in general is all on Zoom anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, I actually had, so I don't know what was going on, but earlier in the day when I first was trying to figure it out, we got it working on Facebook, but then like, I don't remember what time it was like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. All of a sudden it wouldn't connect with, like Zoom wouldn't connect with Facebook anymore. And it was pretty
Weird.
frustrating, but then after a little while, I just tried the YouTube Connect again, because the first thing I did was YouTube and that didn't work. Then I got it to work, and then I just pushed it right to Facebook and that worked pretty well.
Whoa, where's she going?
Gotcha. I ended up trying to do Facebook on my phone, which wasn't ideal, but it worked fine.
Right. So for those of our audience members who don't really know what's going on, I'll explain a little bit and then we can talk a little bit more. But Luna is a performance artist, one of the most fabulous belly dancers in Minneapolis. Anywhere, does a lot of stuff with us. She works in the Dragon families, occasionally with Dragon's Fire Theater, teaching pretty frequently with Dragon's Lair Performing Arts, and then also joining us on stage for Forbidden Bazaar shows. And Luna wanted us to like do a performance thing for tonight, and Luna did a performance thing tonight, but like we were saying earlier, we were in the middle of moving and like so just overwhelmed, exhausted, confused, and yeah, we wanted to do like this, what we've been doing, but yeah, I think in the future what I'd like to do is to try to incorporate those two concepts, so that way we could do a couple of interviews and then like go to, you know, say Luna doing a performance, or you know, even Abby or Logan, they've got polls at their house.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
stuff like that, and
Where's
we can,
Cleo going?
it's probably in my sleeve.
Cleo's adventuring.
Oh,
Yeah.
there she goes.
Come on, Venture Time. Hey, what are you doing, Brontosaurus? Shit. Go say hi to the computer. Say hi to these people.
Put her in front of the camera. Oh, there we go.
This dot is what you got to say hi to.
She doesn't speak English, Justice. She's Colombian.
Hi. So, but the show, format wise and moving it all together, it went all right.
Yeah, it was kind of a test run. So I'm doing like a full belly dance, Hafla, it's called. Hafla's like an informal belly dance show. And like with a bunch of other local performers, local belly dance performers next week. So it was kind
Awesome.
of fun for that.
Is
So
that Friday
hopefully-
night?
Yep, next Friday night.
We'll have
Perfect.
to watch it and see how it goes, because we've been curious. Like you said, you wanted to do some kind of variety show, and we'd like to participate in something like that, but we have to see like how it operates, and yeah, because and
Totally.
also now that it's nicer out, we can actually get out and spin fire, because we're both kind of pansies, and we didn't want to go out in the snow and spin fire or when it's cold.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't like the cold.
Cool. Well, we just got a couple of minutes before 11, and we want to make sure that the boys got their
Really?
music rocking on time. So, is there anything else you want to say, Luna? Otherwise, I might pass on the microphone to one of our other attendees.
No, just good to see you both. And I hope that everyone, both you and everyone watching, is staying safe and healthy and well through all this.
Awesome. Well, thank
Thank
you very
you.
much. We miss you too, and we hope to see you soon.
Sounds good.
It started out like this. That was like a splitting, like,
I don't know what I'm doing.
like a cell. Osmosis.
All
Yeah.
right. Love you, Luna. Chat soon. Bye-bye. Uh-oh, who do we got? Let's see. We got the Giggle Whips. Well, oh, Giggle Whips wants to say hello.
Uh-oh. Is she gonna be on the video this time?
We'll see. We'll try to promote her. Did I promote you to a panelist?
Uh-oh.
Let's see.
Oh,
I
she
might.
got promoted? How'd she deserve that?
I don't know. I unmuted her.
Oh,
Oh, she's
well,
laughing.
not on the video.
How do I do this?
Oh, stop sucking at it.
Start my video. Hey, there's
There you
one.
go. Ah! Hello.
How are
Giggle
you?
Whips. Doing pretty good. So for those of you who don't know the Giggle Whips, she's in all the photos and she giggles and she gets whipped.
I'm slightly drunk.
Oh, what did you have? One glass of wine?
One glass of bourbon,
Oh, okay. What kind of
Still.
bourbon?
mint julep from Kentucky.
What
was
are
not
you, a
mentioned.
southern damsel?
It
Like,
was.
are you gonna go away to like a civil war or something? Like, have a mint julep on the porch.
That's how I turned into a zombie. That's right.
Oh, yeah, mint. I don't
Mint
know about
julep.
mint in my
Mint julep.
whiskey.
That's a southern gentleman drink.
I like.
Do they call you the Colonel in your household?
I'm the only one in my household, so no.
Oh.
Hi, Cleo.
So, do you want to whip yourself?
I
Would you like to whip yourself today?
I don't know how to do that.
I mean, obviously you don't know how to do anything. There you go.
Chad just gave me a whip.
Okay, we're gonna get religious. We're gonna practice self-flagellation.
This is Sting.
Yeah.
Oh, Sting looks nice.
Isn't Sting's real name Gordon Sumner?
I don't know. I'm not good at this.
Get gooder. Harder.
I'm not strong.
God, you suck. You just need more leverage. So create some. Science. It's easy. Chad.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to smacking you around and bossing you and making you
Cleo misses
clean
you.
our sink or something.
He already dirtied the stove.
I did it for you.
Yeah,
Freaking horrible. He's horrible.
I'm just doing it for you, so when you can come over and clean it,
He does it because he's incapable
I mean,
of not making it.
you know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Did you get the files I sent you?
I did.
We got some. We'll have to go test them tomorrow and make sure that stuff is formatted correctly. But that's not what we're here for and all that stuff.
Sorry.
But anyway, no, it's all good. But yeah, I think it is about 11 o'clock though. So it is what it is, guys. We love you all, and
Cleo says hi.
Hi, Cleo. I'm gonna actually play 2 songs for everybody from 2 bands before we go. So the first one is an interesting one. This one is from a band that is no longer up and active. They are Stellar Vector. This is my buddy Charles, and this in particular video by Aiden, this in particular song that I'm gonna play from Charles might have a little bit of connection for some people today. So this is Agoraphobia. All right, so that was Stellar Vector, Agoraphobia. And I have another song from a band who is still active. And this band has actually very recently put out this cover. And I was really hoping to show the video, but I couldn't get the video to play without like a whole bunch of lag. They are on YouTube still. They just did this cover. This came out from them like right in February, and I cannot say how perfect that this song was timed. So this is Gabriel and the Apocalypse, one of the bands that was a little bit more than up and coming when Niobium was around. And so it's really awesome to see a band that was like stepping into our shoes, still rocking it this day and doing so much bigger. So I gotta say, Jake, Lindy, you guys, gals are amazing. Figgles, love you guys. This is Gabriel and the Apocalypse. Beds are burning. Lindsay says we're missing the music, so.
She says share your computer audio.
Yep. Yeah, I will. We're gonna. Cool. Lindsay says start it over. So share again, share, and.
Go to share screen icon on the bottom.
Yep. Can you hear me now, Lindsay?
The bloodwood and the desert oak, holding wrecks, boiling diesels, steaming 45 degrees. The time has come to take this fare, to pay the rent, to pay our share. The time has come. Facts are facts. It belongs to them. Let's get it How can we dance when our earth is turning? How do we sleep while our beds are burning? How can we dance when our earth is turning? How do we sleep while our beds are burning? The time has come to say fair is fair, to pay you rent now, to pay our share. Four wheels, yeah, the cockatoo.
Yeah, she says it's sharing the whole screen.
Gotta love you get to see my whole screen.
If you want just the audio with your live video, you have to share screen.
Okay, well, let's start it over for you. Give it up for Gabriel in the Apocalypse. That's our Bernie.
The bloodwood and the desert oak, holding right here. Boiling diesels, steaming 45 degrees. The time has come. Take this fare to pay the rent, to pay our share. The time has come. Facts are facts. It belongs to them. Let's get it How can we dance when our earth is turning? How do we sleep while our beds are burning? How can we dance when our earth is turning? How do we sleep while our beds are burning? The time has come to say fair is fair. Pay your rent now, pay our share. Four-wheel scare the attitudes. From Kintar East to Urandamu, the western desert lives and breathes in 45 degrees. The time has come. Safe is fair to pay the rent, to pay our share. The time has come. Facts are facts. Let's get it back. How can we dance when our earth is turning? How do we sleep while our beds are burning? How can we dance when our earth is turning? How do we sleep while our beds are burning? The time has come to say fair is fair, to pay the rent now, pay our share. The time has come, our facts are facts, it belongs to them, we're gonna give it back. How can we dance when our earth is turning? How do we sleep while our beds are
Oh, we're not muted anymore.
Oh,
Oh, we were not muted like a whole bunch of that time.
God. Hopefully we didn't say anything horrible.
I don't remember, but that's all right. So anyway, since we should still be sharing the audio, so I'm gonna try to also share the first song that we missed, and then we'll cut it so that way we're not eating into the to the Forbidden DJs time. If you all
Are they starting at
want to
11:30?
check them out, I thought they were starting at 11, but yeah, I still want to play Stellar Vector for everybody. This is Agoraphobia. We're gonna sign off after this. Thank you all very much and have a wonderful night.
smother me with empty lies. I feel my best behind closed doors. I feel much safer when I'm not disturbed. I'm not alone, not by any means. I have my illusions to comfort me. Do not set me free. I don't want to change anything. Leave me, let me be. I'm safe for inside these chains. Do not set me free. I don't want to change anything. Leave me, let me be. I'm safe for inside.
That was Stellar Vector, Agoraphobia. I miss those guys, Charles, if you're watching. I love you. And yeah, so we played Agoraphobia by Stellar Vector. We played Beds Are Burning, re-recorded by Gabriel in the Apocalypse. And then you got to hear a number of songs by my old band, Niobium. Yeah, I don't even know what happens if you try to buy our music. I don't know if you can buy Stellar Vector's stuff, but I'm sure that you can get Gabriel in the Apocalypse. And I'm pretty sure Gatto will be back touring once we're all up and doing stuff. And even if they aren't, they'll definitely keep making music. So thank you all for hanging out. There's still a few of you left. You guys are awesome. And we love you guys. Good night.